Western High School. I used to hang with my cousin Rossi,
Uh-huh.
and I was the president of MFT at the time. I
Uh-huh.
was on the first line of Men of Tomorrow. Shouts out to all the Black and Gold. Um, so Miles was online, so used to make Miles do push-ups, stuff like that. So he was always like my MFI
Uh-huh.
brother. So it just started from there.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew Miles from there. I really didn't know Marcus, so I
Mm-hmm.
really just dealt with Miles a lot, more than anything.
Uh-huh.
And that was it. Miles was a person that always he saw something in me that a lot of people didn't.
Mm-hmm.
They saw it, but he was more of the person that watered it.
Watered.
Gave me, built me up when times that when the world beating you up. You know
Uh-huh.
what I'm saying? Because it's like here in Las Vegas, it is a struggle in itself to tell yourself that you somebody because they don't perceive you like that.
Yeah, yeah.
You could be doing something and they just won't show the love like
Uh-huh.
that. So it ain't like we in LA where everybody a star.
Uh-huh. Or at
So
least pretend to be.
right, yeah, at least pretend to be. You know what I'm saying?
So how did you get the I noticed like on Facebook and Instagram you got the page to a nice sustainable size. Like did you always see yourself doing it online too, or like take me through the process? Like what
Well,
was you thinking?
man, it's crazy because at that time it was MySpace going on,
Uh-huh.
and I got a friend named Davita. Shouts out to Davita Johnson. She said you should try Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time I was like, I didn't know who I was gonna be on Facebook. At
Uh-huh.
that time, a lot of people knew me for being a positive person, and at that time I went back into the world, so
Uh-huh.
I did some things a lot of people didn't know. I was
Uh-huh.
a player, stuff like that, ran the streets. So I had to decide who I was going to be on Facebook.
Uh-huh.
Was I going to be the Charles that didn't nobody know about,
Uh-huh.
or the Charles that everybody knew?
Mm-hmm.
So I had to, and I stuck with that more than anything, just being that Charles. And then it just evolved, man. And it's just crazy because even meeting you was
Uh-huh.
all in in the
Uh-huh.
process part. So
Yeah, I forgot how we even. I know we met online. We was actually talking. I think at least a couple months before I moved out here and stuff.
right,
And for those who don't know, you the one who showed me like the city, because
right,
like obviously on TV they don't show you no culture.
right.
So
They
I
don't.
know it's culture, but
Yeah,
I didn't know where. So I remember when I first came out here, you showed me around, like
right,
around the city, took me to some events and stuff. So
right.
yeah, I definitely see the potential, like what you're doing and where it's gonna go too. So
Right, I appreciate
uh,
that, man. And it's not a selfish act because it's for the city. It's something that's
mm-hmm.
needed. We don't have nothing to call our own. Like this is ours. No, this is my Xbox, and I'm gonna let everybody play with it.
Yeah, I
You know
remember
what
those
I'm
days.
saying? Yeah. So just don't break it.
Yeah.
The platform is here. We're here to support people more than anything.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I like that analogy. I remember when I was a little poke kid in the hood, homies had the Xbox. Let me
Right.
play it, homie, for life.
Yeah. No, real talk.
So now the concept of the show is about like how to throw a successful event. You kind of been touching on a little bit. So let's say when you wasn't as good at it, because a lot of artists, they don't know how to. A lot of times, as you know, a lot of places don't want to book the artists where they live.
Right.
So
Correct.
I'm a firm believer they're not gonna book you, then do it yourself.
Right.
So what would you say, like, obviously not now because you're more established with doing it.
Right.
Take me back to like what would you advise like an artist or even like a person that want to do what you do, like how to get started? Like what's the
Well,
first little steps?
the first little steps is really finding something with substance,
Uh-huh.
finding something that's going to stick. It got to be a necessity. So you got to learn how to draw a crowd. So
Mm-hmm.
what is it that people like? You got to find out who you talking to,
Mm-hmm.
what crowd you going after. So with the music industry, it was easy for me to target the hip hop
Uh-huh.
because it's a large market.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, if you into reading books,
Mm-hmm.
make a bookmark because people read.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you get bookmarks? At least write what you believe in on it,
Uh-huh.
a nice poem or something like that. It all starts with an idea.
Mm-hmm.
You got to plant the seed. You got to and not be afraid to actually believe in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna sound crazy telling some people, so don't really start off by telling people. You
Yeah, I
know what I'm
learned
saying?
that.
Yeah, because they like, what? I don't look at you like that. So, but other than that, you got to really just find something that people need, a substance, and
Mm-hmm.
let your event be with substance.
So did you because I'm learning too, so you're
Yeah.
teaching them, but I'm learning too, so teaching me to teach them too. I know nothing about that part. So as far as like what you do, so when you said you got to have an idea, so did you start the idea first or like?
Well, you know what's so crazy though, E? I was really worried about who was gonna discover me. How
Uh-huh.
was I gonna get found in Las Vegas? Like
Uh-huh.
who's gonna discover me? How I'm gonna get found? What I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So when God gave me Vegas Driving Artist, I put my cell phone in the city
Mm-hmm.
because I started off with taking pictures of every artist that I knew and
Mm-hmm.
put them on one page.
Mm.
You know, so that's how it started, and it was just a snowball effect.
Mm-hmm.
And then before you know it, people was inboxing me like, "Man, what you doing? You doing a good thing for the city. It
Mm-hmm.
need that." So that was more confirmation that, okay, this is good right
Yeah,
here.
yeah, because actually too, I don't know who reached out to who or me or you, but I know because I knew I was living here or whatever, so I used to follow like Vegas hashtags or whatever,
Right.
and I saw like your event. I didn't even know like the face behind it at first, but I saw the event. I'm like, man, this look pretty. This look pretty dope. So
Yeah, you know what's so crazy with that too is because you know when you know everybody in the town, everybody gonna try to come to the door.
mm-hmm.
So I try to make sure I kept my personal
Mm.
page
Oh, okay.
as just Sir Charles
Uh huh.
Tatum and promote myself on there because I
Okay.
was still branding myself,
Mm-hmm.
which I still am.
Mm-hmm.
But then I had to make sure Vegas Driving Artist couldn't be about me.
Mm.
I
How
can
long did it take for the people to recognize the face with the brand?
once they start reading,
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like once they start reading, like hold on, you know. Then I do up now, and I hashtag know your people.
uh huh.
So those two are one of the things that I was branding also because
Mm-hmm.
we all say, I'm up next, I'm up next. Nah, we up now,
Yeah, yeah.
especially for Las Vegas. So
What's that? What you kept saying that slogan? I like that. The one you just saying. You said we not up next. It was something you said. It. I don't know
yeah,
how you said it, but I liked it though.
yeah. We up now, not next, not later, but
Uh-huh.
we up right now.
Yeah.
And
So okay, to go back further into it. Okay, you said you came up with the idea, and how did you just know everyone because you grew up here, like, or well, that still don't mean anything. How did you even get to the point to build the network? Did the brand come first, then the network, or the network? Like,
well, yeah, because it was really more about the brand, and
mm-hmm.
I I'm big on analogy. So
Mm-hmm.
you remember Jamie Foxx Jingles 2000,
Mm-hmm.
and when he worked inside the place where he had to come up with the jingles.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that always stuck with me because when you want to make a hit song, you have to think of something that's going to stick out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I'm just always pondering, nah,
Mm-hmm.
that ain't gonna get it, that ain't gonna get it. What's gonna catch people's attention?
Mm-hmm.
So you know, Vegas striving artists, which we all are striving,
Mm-hmm.
striving for greatness, striving
Mm-hmm.
for the highest potential ever here in
Mm-hmm.
Vegas. So that was really the concept of it. Really was like finding things that stick out. So
Mm-hmm.
to the artists, to anybody that's watching, whatever you're doing, find something, a necessity that people need. I
Mm-hmm.
feel the void because what we need people to support Vegas music.
Mm-hmm.
We need people to put us out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, who's gonna put in the dirty work for us?
Yeah, yeah. So, did you know everybody already, or did the question I was trying to ask? I don't know if I said it clearly. Like, did the brand attract your network, or did you already have the network and introduce the brand? Like, how did you?
Got you. I can get the question.
Okay.
It was more of I didn't even know I was doing it.
Uh-huh.
Miles had called me.
Uh-huh.
He was like, "Bro, you basically blogging already. You basically doing it.
Yeah.
You doing it. You know what I'm saying?"
Uh-huh.
So he didn't even know how to say it either, but I just knew that I had a 1-2 punch.
Uh-huh.
So I go tag tag. So I just made sure every day I didn't overdo it.
Mm-hmm.
I made sure I posted one time,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, just so that it could sit there
Mm-hmm.
and see how many likes it was getting. So
Mhm.
every day I would make sure I post early in the morning because a lot of people get on social media in the
Yeah,
morning.
yeah.
So I will make sure I post early and let it go out through the whole day.
Mm-hmm.
So I started to average about 30 to 40 likes.
Mhm.
So it was really more of numbers,
Mm-hmm.
who's seeing it, and consistency. You know,
Mhm.
so being Facebook and Instagram is totally different. Some people don't
Yeah, bro.
mess with
Yeah.
Instagram like that because it's a little faster.
Uh-huh.
You know, and more business savvy.
Uh-huh.
Some people that want to just play, they stay on Facebook.
Uh-huh.
You know, so I took it all personal. Was that
I'm not really good on Facebook.
yeah, I'm not going to use my social media for my liking. I'm going to use it to promote myself, to brand myself. So social media is really the outlet there. That's
Yeah,
the only
yeah.
resource that we got to be able to get out to other people.
But I think what was making your brand attractive to most people, even me, before I even knew you, was just like you said, like what you're just not throwing events, or you just don't have like everybody got like, I ain't gonna say no, everybody got like a movement, but yours
Right.
actually stand for something like
Right.
it's like something people can get behind. And I try to tell a lot of artists that too, like a lot of times when you're doing your music, depending on what lane you is, you want to have like a theme or something like a group of people can get behind. So
Right.
I definitely like what you do with your brand, and then you as a person is like that too. Or
Right.
even like sometimes I follow one of your pages. I don't know if it's your personal one or the one I see it on your Vegas Striving Artist page. I
Okay.
confuse them sometimes, but I like how you
Right.
put the inspirational stuff sometimes.
Right.
So your stuff got value. It's just not
Right.
like, it got some value. So
Yeah, correct.
did you do that on purpose, or that's just you as a person? Or
Well, it is because we all got to be inspired. Because I know how it is out here
Yeah.
to really like not be inspired and people not encouraging you. So you got to really inspire people at the same time. So it's more like I always look at myself as if what would the CEO do, or what would a superstar do? How would a superstar do this? So you got to think like that. You got to really think of you are the person that's behind the content. So transparency is big, making people see what you see. And some of this, I can't even take credit for the gift that God gave me. I'm really learning Charles Tatum every day. Like, dang, this is me. You know what I'm saying? So it's you got to dig deep in, E, because people, if you really want it, man, you gotta know that this is what I want right here. And I had to separate: is it a passion or a hobby?
Yeah, I think a lot of people can't. So
Yeah.
yeah. So how long did it take you to realize it was a passion?
Like my 8th year on my job, I stood in front of the courthouse getting people married, asking people to have a place to get married. Then I had 7, 8 other competitors with different brochures. So people coming up to me, you too good for this. I just see greatness all over you. Don't waste it. You just do something. There's people just coming up to me all the time telling me that I had too much potential to stand on that corner. It taught me and it gave me tough skin because everybody ain't gonna say yeah, and some people gonna say no in a rude way.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, no, did you hear what I said? They would shoo you away. I learned that it was if I didn't leave my job, I would have.
Yeah.
I would have just sat there. You know what I'm saying? I would have slept on what God gave me. So it really got to a point to where I was just tired, seeing Maserati, seeing everybody else getting it right in front of my eyes, seeing it. And I'm just standing on the corner helping somebody else build their empire. But I met Lisa from Saved by the Bell Lark. I got her married. Yeah, I was her witness. So Eric Riley from the Houston Rockets. Seen a lot of celebrities down there. And people skills, man. You got to have the people skills more than anything.
Yeah,
it's
easy
like,
said and done. A lot of people don't have that ability.
It's that part that you got to think, like, how does it look? On TV, they display everything in a way that it attracts the eye. So you got to still put it out there like that, like as if you are the person that's putting it out there. Or
So do you got natural people skills or?
Yeah.
I really, because people skills is something I have had to learn, like. Cause anybody know me, like I can talk on. Cause right now we're talking about like I'm the type of person I don't like talking for no reason unless it's some type of content. So I had to learn how to kind of be a people person in a more casual situation. So like you said, it was natural for you, or is it something you had to put a little effort into?
I was more of a quiet person too, shy.
Like, I'm more introverted naturally.
I wasn't always the handsomest guy, with my nose, my lips, always talked about. So it was more of a situation where I had to get my confidence up and know that I was somebody. I was trying to figure out who I was, struggling with my identity. I got a cousin, and she used to always call me Changing Charles or Evolving Charles because I was always changing because I'm just trying to figure it out for myself. Not having a father around, not knowing my lineage, not knowing who I was. That was a big factor because I didn't, if I knew who my dad was, it would probably describe, I know who I was a little bit more. So growing up as a young man, my older brother was in and out of prison. So I had to step up and be the man of the house when I'm like 13 or 14. So it's always was that role of what would Jesus do in a sense, keeping the faith and knowing that right from wrong. Man, them 90s out here in Las Vegas was hard, and surviving the 90s was, it was crucial over there on the west side. A lot of people was getting killed, gangbanging, drive-bys, and, you had to separate yourself from it. If you didn't want to be a part of that, it wasn't about being a punk because at the end of the day, it's your life that you was fighting for. So it was knowing how to move. They say a lot of times you got to learn how to move like a crook,
Mm-hmm.
in a sense to where you don't leave evidence, you don't leave fingerprints, you don't leave certain things. So you got to know how to move. If you know people watching, then give them something to watch in a sense too. You know, so you got to be careful just on how you move. Now, I can't really take credit for it. I was the president of the Toastmaster Speech Club my senior year in high school. So they taught you grammar, how to talk,
I always want to go to one of those. I never got the chance
how to write,
Uh-huh.
and it's just something that I just took a liking to, expressing myself.
You know if they got those out here, like
Yeah,
Toastmasters?
they do.
They do.
They do.
We'll talk after that because I want to
Okay.
do that. But so what you were saying again? My bad.
It just taught the grammar, the structure of presenting a letter as if you were the president.
Mm-hmm.
So how would the president
I never
approach the
thought about it.
country? So it was just different little things that triggered the mind. And I wasn't. We didn't major in like finances and sports and stuff like that. My mom just gave us God, and the Bible. That was it. You know what I'm saying? So I was trying to figure out the just of that on why just this, just that, and then understand the path of my life and why he put me in certain neighborhoods. I was born in the Jets. From there, moved to Burgundy Square. I stayed in Winslow Park. I stayed in Crip City twice. I stayed in the States three times. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Stayed on the east side. That's when I met Interstate Fats. He was a young kid. He was dressing like crisscross at that time. So then moved back to the west side, met K-Mon. That's how I met Tukey from the Eternal Clique. Rest in peace. The Eternal Clique is one of the first young black rapper group out here. Now, I ain't gonna say the first, but Murderous Clique was one of them too. But as far as one of my peers, the Eternal Clique. And the way they carried themselves, they dressed with like suits and stuff like that every now and then. But it was like, dang, I wanted to do that. I wanted to do that. And the Vegas, just, you know, anybody that's watching, man, get behind this and support Hot 702.5.
Yeah.
Get out here and support these people that's actually doing it. Because if y'all sitting on the couch, y'all sabotaging.
Yeah.
You're sabotaging because you won't like on it. You won't get up, get out and do nothing. And I know how it is out here. And, you know, we just got to get that hate out of our heart more than anything, man.
So another thing I noticed too when I first linked up with you, you showed me around the city. It seemed like your peers respected like what you was about and what you was doing. Like, did you have to earn that, or did it come by just growing up with them, or?
Yeah, you know, respect is earned. It's like I always carried myself in a certain type of way. And I used to always clash with one of my brothers because he'd be like, who you think you is? You know, you know, but I always just wanted to carry myself away. There's a such thing as a right way of doing things. So if you try to go by what's right, you will always be right. I didn't make up right. I'm just trying to follow right.
That makes sense.
I
like that.
So when you just try to do by what's right, like, nah, that ain't right. So you don't do it. We don't take the time out to think.
Yeah.
If we take the time out to think and ponder on things, we can actually save a lot of trouble. A lot of people wouldn't be in jail right now.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So it was just the way I carried myself. I just stayed true to Charles. I never switched up. Certain people always still would speak, even when it was against the odds of still just being original. You know, I just stayed the same way, no matter what, no matter how people treated me, no matter how they slandered my name, spit dirt on my name. I just still stayed to Charles because I knew at the end of the day that I had a heart. You know, which we all are. We all human, but the world to beat us up.
Yeah.
And, you know, it'll harden our hearts. So it's like, you know, I didn't let certain things harden my heart when it should have.
Okay.
Yeah.
So back on the show thing too, because all this, I'm getting your mind state, and I see that all this is leading up to little nuggets of why you throw successful, you know what I mean, events and stuff. So how did you get like the venues to trust you with your first one?
Man, that's good. That's good.
I definitely, you know what I mean?
At the time, I didn't have I just had the
not
platform.
to cut you off, I'm assuming like they gotta trust that you're gonna at least make some money or bring a certain crowd.
Correct.
And without, so yeah, that's harder than you think. Yeah, he probably got to that point now, but it's harder than you think at the beginning. So how did you get to that point?
It was Miles Bunch that had Love Jones Sundays. He had that platform. So at the time, we was just talking. Was getting a lot of good phone calls. Every week it was a different phone call for something. So at the time, I had walked inside of the Urban Lounge, and I knew a friend by the name of Willie Henderson. Shouts out to Willie. I used to date his cousin Tasha. So that made me more familiar with him. I'm like, well, let me just call Willie and see if he can get a meeting with the dude at the Urban Lounge. And he hooked it up, and we had a meeting with him. And Sweet Lou Collins had walked in the middle of the meeting, and he said, "What you guys doing?" I said, "Oh, we're trying to bring Love Jones Sundays back." And Sweet Lou Collins had co-signed for us. He's like, "Oh, yeah, these some great guys, great show, great following." So, shouts out to Sweet Lou because he came in there and put the cherry on the top in the meeting. So it was more of the part of having Love Jones Sundays, something that had substance already, and it was gone for a while, and us bringing it back was the chance for us to get on. So it really is guaranteeing numbers. When you are trying to go about getting a place, know that they want the bar. It's about numbers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why I was asking that. Like, how the hell you pull that off at the beginning?
Right. I was guaranteeing a certain amount of people. You know that. You know, the people will come out. You know,
so even by that, you already pre-built the brand and the trust with the people even before.
Right, correct.
Okay.
I had a reputation for doing Love Jones Sundays. So it was like, oh yeah, he do poetry, and you know, Miles was the brain. You know, he's basically like my left brain, the part that we don't exercise a lot. So with that, you know, just guaranteeing the people that you're gonna have safety. You know, what you got is positive more than anything.
Yeah.
You know, you got to really have a positive event out here.
So that they trust the positivity part due to like seeing your brand already or y'all brand already.
Yeah. It was really Love Jones Sundays. Miles Bunch, his family owned the Shades place back in the day. So the Bunch had a name for itself. And I was telling Miles that as far as generation times come back, so he is the younger peer in that family. So the generation of time is coming back around to where now he's doing the food now. So the business part was already in Miles Bunch and his side of the family. And, you know, I'm known in my family for sports, entertainment, stuff like that. So it was really just a combination of having a good name. So you got to really have a good name out here, too. And these people, you know, they ain't going to deal with you like that. If they are, they're going to ask around. And they're going to say, hey, this, that. And once they figure out that you ain't got a good name, yeah, you can cancel Christmas.
Okay, so you built the brand. You got the trust from the community, you know. Once you guys did, like, get the trust of the venues, how did you go about as far as getting the people, promoting it to get the people to come? Because you already had the brand in a sense before the people came, right?
Right.
So how did you convert them over from just watching the brand to actually getting off their ass and coming to the place?
Making an event on Facebook, using Insta Message, getting a flyer and send it to 100 people on Insta Message. Do the same thing on Instagram. Consistently post it every day. Three times a day was the time I was posting. I was posting 3 times a day the event. Tagging people, going through my contacts, sending it to them more than once. You know, you got to really like remind the people.
Shit, and you pulled me all the way from Chicago.
Right, you feel me? You got to give yourself 3.5 weeks to promote. At least a good month.
At least a good month. Yeah,
you
I
know,
do believe in that too.
With this time out here in Vegas, it's like if you give people at least enough time to think about it. Oh, if it's once a month, then cool. If it's once a week, it's like how do you keep up with the talent and keep people fresh and want to come?
Especially living in Vegas too, it gotta be harder because there's a lot of shit to do out here.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's kind of crazy because it's like we all clicked up. You know, we all know each other on Facebook, but everybody deal with different people on Facebook. We all know each other.
Yeah.
But it's all clicked up. So it's like getting the people to really respect you, man. It's about who's doing it. You know, if you doing it, I hate to even say it though, if you're not a drug dealer or if you're not a big pimp or a chief of center, people don't respect you like that. I hate to say it. It's kind of, it's just weird like that. That you got to be a chief of center for someone to respect you. You got to be a dope dealer, or you got to be a pimp with a name or something like that. Like when is the real gonna come back around?
I feel like the real coming around. Like how you doing it? I think the real coming around. You getting the respect in a more organic way. Like people, cause like you said if you ain't none of those 3 people don't respect you. But I feel like we and you may not be like drug dealers or nothing, but our hustle is just as strong. So I think they respecting. I think the people other than you, they respecting your grind. They see you out here doing it. Because a lot of people talk, and I don't ever see nothing.
Right.
So I
Facts.
think like how you doing it, you coming from a good place. People know you already, and they seeing your grind. That's why I
Right.
feel like what, in my opinion, was getting you the respect. So so okay, so once you okay, so they trust you to get in there, and you got the people to come. How do you, as far as go about like getting even like a DJ? Cause I know you got a pretty decent DJs doing.
Right.
How do you get someone? Did you start off with a high level DJ, or did it?
No.
Did stuff gradually one by one add on, or did
Yeah,
boom
it
full
did.
event?
Man, I mean,
I take you to that first one.
Yeah, I gotta go back to Miles. So the pull up came about is that wanted to take a break on Love Jones Sundays because
Uh-huh.
like it was getting a slow start of people
Uh-huh.
coming around because we was used to numbers of like 100, 200 people
Mhm.
showing up, and the numbers
Damn.
just wasn't coming
That's a
yet.
lot.
Right. So we
That's
was
a lot of people, bro.
so decided to take a break on it. And at
Mhm.
the time, Vegas Driving Artists didn't have a show, and no money, so I came up with the pull up.
Mm-hmm.
So when that came about, it was more of DJ D Money from 97.5 was the DJ at the time for Love Jones Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
So I just asked, can I still use DJ D Money?
Oh, okay.
So the DJ that was already around, I just offered him more money.
Mm-hmm.
So then I had DJ Kelly. Shouts out to DJ Kelly,
Mm-hmm.
Kelly J.
I seen it
And
online before.
Yeah, she's a reputable, one of the only DJ females that I know that's actually doing her thing in the city like that. But I had her as a host
Mm-hmm.
and DJ D Money as the DJ. So I had two of the best personality radio DJs on the show.
Mhm.
But the budget, you gotta look at your budget more than anything. The DJ cost me $250, and the host cost me another $150. That's $400 just off the DJ and the host.
That was before you was hosting, or?
Yeah.
Oh, huh.
So when I started the hosting, it was for me to save money.
Oh, you actually
So-
good at it.
Right. So I had to make a decision.
Okay. Since you mentioned that, okay, you gotta the budget. We're gonna get back on that. I don't want to forget the budget part. I really like that
Right.
because I'm learning too. But because when I met you was already hosting, so I thought you
Right.
was just. Did you know you was good at hosting, or the fact that you had to save some bread
No.
and you just had to jump in and you just happened to get good at it?
It goes back to me being the president of Toastmasters Speech Club.
Oh yeah.
It had me in front of people already standing up, writing speeches, talking.
So when you was jumping into the hosting, did you ever plan on being a host, or since you had to get put in that situation, you figured, well, I already got the natural skills?
Right. Miles started me off as a host. He didn't see me as a poet at the time. He started me off as a host. So as I was hosting, then I started closing the show.
Mm-hmm.
And still with inspirational words. So what made me really hot was the simple fact that I wasn't afraid to say what needed to be said.
Mm-hmm.
I was more of a, just a positive influence all the way around. I mean, you got to hit home with people in their hearts.
Yeah, that's what I got from into the couple events I went from you. Like, you're a good speaker. You say what needs to be said, but you do it in a way where people can, at least from my opinion, you do it in a way where people can soak it up. It's easy to digest.
Right. It's crazy, man. And that was it. Miles had,
Because you ain't want to pay, because you was trying to save some money on the first one. Okay.
Right.
Because the DJ and stuff, so you jumped into being okay.
Yeah, so it was, I still had to pay Tony B because he was doing the intermission.
Mm-hmm.
Tony B, the violinist, shout out to Tony B. So that was $50.
Mm-hmm.
I had to pay for the camera person. That was like, you got to find somebody that's like, that was like $140. So I'm looking at like $500, $600 before I even paid the artist. So the artist was getting paid off of how many people they bring in. If they brought in 20 people, they got $75.
Fair.
They brought in 15 people, they got 50. So it was just a whole part of the artist building up their fan base. Now the artist can get paid. If you bring in 40 people, you get $150.
Yeah.
Now with 6 artists bringing in 40 people or 20 people, that's 120 people off of this capacity just off the artist. So I had it set up to where the artists get all their people in here. We was gonna get it. You know what I'm saying?
And it was good for the artists too, because everybody get to tap into a different fan base. So like you said, if he bring 40,
together,
he bring
pulling
40.
up.
Yeah, they get to see another 40
right
in a positive environment. Because I have been to places where like the other artist fan bases just hate on you.
Yeah,
but I didn't.
man.
That's what I liked about your event too. Everybody was welcoming, even the people they probably didn't know. Because
Right.
I've been to shows. I don't know if it's a Chicago thing, but like other people fan bases just automatically hate on, like
Yeah.
it's a gang war.
Yeah,
Like,
as
what?
soon as they perform, they leaving with their crowd.
Yeah, so I did notice like you did have, it was a more
Yeah, it was taking those personal phone calls
Uh huh.
even before the show and telling them like, hey man, when y'all come, make sure y'all people stay. I'm gonna paying y'all after the show.
Uh huh.
So when you tell them you're paying them after the show, everybody gonna stay.
Mm-hmm.
When they not getting paid,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? You gotta really treat them like artists. I
Uh
was
huh.
really trying to put money in their pocket. I know it's not a lot of money, but you got to build your fan base.
Yeah, you gotta be a fan. Honestly, too, most people don't even pay them, so
No, they
they
don't.
can't even trip.
They just
Like,
performing for free.
yeah,
Just
like
because they want to get out there and get seen.
you get paid and you get to get seen by, let's say you got like 5 artists that's bringing 40. I might bring my 40, but that's still what, like 100 and some other ones that might. So yeah, they better be grateful, bro.
Man, for real though.
Uh-huh. You gotta start somewhere too.
Yeah, and the proper follow up is to really go down there and download their music. If you say you rock with that person, that's your friend, go download their music.
Mm-hmm.
So since the fact that people won't download the music, I'm charging them at the door to come see him now. Now you got to pay to come see him.
Yeah.
So it's really about treating them like an artist, man, and really having that CEO mind state of how things are done.
Okay.
A lot of stuff is really taught on the fly. You're not gonna know everything, but if you follow your heart and the concept of what's right, then you're gonna be okay. Because you always got to go by what's right.
So how did you how did you get the unity between like the artists and stuff? Like,
Man,
was it a conscience thing? Like, would you consciously think that, or did it happen, or what?
man, you know what's so crazy? When you working in the right energy, things will just flow like that. Because it was the part of they own, they getting a chance to perform. Ain't nobody else doing it for the artist. So it was more of shit, you want to be on, man. You know, you giving these artists a chance to perform. They're telling their mom, they're telling their dad. Shouts out to Dimples. You know, she was one of the people that really brought her people out all the time. And it was really the part of treating them like an artist, like because they are somebody. One thing about Las Vegas is one of everybody out here. It's only one Charles Tatum.
Yeah,
It's only
yeah.
one whoever. It's only one Ikari. It's only one.
Yeah, you do got a point. It's not. Yeah, it's everybody kind of got their own. Yeah, you do got a point. I never thought about that.
Yeah,
It's not a bunch of copycat looking.
It's
people.
not. It's one
Never
of
thought about
everybody.
that.
It's one of everybody. So it's kind of like, since it's only one of you, you know, you got to really encourage yourself. Every day I got to wake up and say, hey, I'm Charles Tatum. I got this going on. I got that going on for myself, because it ain't like people running up to you and like, hey, hey, you know what I'm saying? Nah, every now and then, people, they'll come to me like,
Yeah,
hey,
you know, the
Charles,
real.
I see you, Charles. I see you doing your thing.
You know,
Keep
the
on
real
doing
going.
it. It's going to pay off. Now, mind you, too, I wasn't getting paid for none of this. I'm breaking bread, but
Yeah.
after the show's over with, I may walk away with $20 because I got a team. I got other people that's putting in with me, and, you know, you got to break bread with people.
So that's another thing, too. I like it. So having a team, it's probably better to have a team to.
Yeah, and you got to make sure that everybody on the same page.
So do everybody like, so by everybody being on the same page, do you say like, do you delegate certain tasks to certain individuals based off their strength? Do everybody play positions or?
Yeah, a lot of people, most of them will actually volunteer on certain things. You know, when it comes to the money, everybody was willing to put in the money. It's the part of the trust. You know, afterward, the next show's going to come, the budget's going to come again. So let the money sit, snowball effect, run it up. And it just got to a point to where a lot of these lounges around here, you know, they got to protect their business.
Yeah.
You know,
This is understandable.
Yeah, and it's not like I was having bad events. Never, no shootings, no nothing, none of that. It was what I'm bringing. You know, the West Side was coming too.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
Know, Trey
Hey,
Bizzle
that's
show
another
come
thing.
up,
Like,
you know what I'm
some
saying?
of y'all that's listening, and some of y'all watch my YouTube channel too. Yeah, like usually, it's kind of harder to bring black people in the rap culture in an event, and the you know, the venue trusted, especially they're not necessarily used to it. So
yeah, when they see the rawness,
like
man,
you're really, I don't know if people really realize, like you jumped over a lot of obstacles.
Man, literally.
Other than the basic, getting the money together and the
I had to come off stage. Because when it's yours, man, you got to protect it like it's yours. People will come in and tear your stuff up. It's just like you got to have respect for it as if it's yours. That person trusted me with their lounge. So if I got to come off stage to make sure you don't tear this place up, I'm coming off stage. You know what I'm saying? All 167 pounds of it. You know, but it's just like I never played the role of gangster or being, you know, playing hard. You know, just still like I never was a punk either. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a respect level to where you got to respect the building, you know, and everything else, man. If you just have a good heart. If
Mm-hmm.
your heart is right, you'll be blessed.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get all that hate about your heart. Get all the negativity
Yeah,
out
that
your
holds you
heart
back. I didn't
because
realize it.
it's like it's a grudge,
Yeah.
and you hating on the next man from getting up
Mm-hmm.
and trying to go after their dreams. So
Mm-hmm.
all I'm doing is going after following my heart. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? I didn't ask to come here, but I'm here. Now that I'm here, I got to do something.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, I tell everybody, get that head out your heart. That holds you back. You start running away. You start pushing good energy away from you unknowingly and start attracting like bad energy. That's why I like, yeah, get that head out your heart.
Yeah, we all are talented and we all are good at something.
Uh-huh.
You know, you just got to figure out what you're good at and
Mm-hmm.
water it. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? It ain't never too late. You can start right now. Some people right now sitting on their job dreading the day before they even get there
Mm-hmm.
because it's something they supposed to be doing something else.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, some people fine with a 9 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
I just like to shop. You know, I do. I want a nice car. I want a nice house.
I like
and
clothes.
my job just wasn't going to do it.
Uh-huh.
You know, and still to this day, I'm not making the money I want to make, but it will get there. My goal is to get Las Vegas known,
Mm-hmm.
and get our names outside of Las Vegas, just like Las Vegas did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so what I also like about your brand too, man, it's selfless, man. Like obviously, yeah, you want to be known for what you're doing, but I'm a firm believer it's a lot quicker to grow if you have a platform that's for the right people.
Right.
You'll grow quicker than opposed to like. I think that's why a lot of artists, it takes them longer because a lot of them is like me, and they don't realize like when you're on the low levels, no one cares.
Right.
You know what I
And
mean?
you all for self too.
Yeah, because I think they looking at the people on TV and they don't realize the people on TV, they might be assholes too, but they putting food in people's mouths. So
Correct.
you'll you know, from the sake of money, you're gonna push past it, but they don't realize like at the lower level, you're not putting food in people's mouths, so you can't afford to be assholes.
You know, you gotta really want it, and you gotta find an angle in your approach. Your approach is everything. How you talk to people, your tone of voice, everything. You know, if your mom happened to yell at you, you know that she's serious. But if she tell you, "Oh, go throw that away," I had to tell you 3 times already. So now it's getting different. So just even approaching the mic, you got to know that people are listening, and then you know you got to be able to take corrective criticism. You know, especially if you want it. If you want to be the best you, try to follow what's right. As long as you do what's right, man, that's all that keep on coming to me, because at the end of the day, that's all I did, man. Just try to go by what was right.
So, how many events you say it took for you to at least throw the one where you was like, okay, this is where I want to be and grow from this point? Like the first one, you was like, okay, from this point,
Man.
I want to expand.
Man, that first one was when I knew I had something. Shouts out to Big Dog Productions, 10 True.
And did did everything turn out like perfectly as far as the timing?
It did.
Oh,
Man.
okay.
The energy, the energy was just lit. Shouts out to King Caddy, everybody that was a part of the first pull up, because the energy was just there. And then that's when he was like, "Man, I don't think you know what you got." You know what I'm saying? I don't think you know what you got. And I knew it was bigger than me, and it's still bigger than me. I'm bringing the pull up back. You know, it's just it takes money. It takes it takes cooperation. It takes unity.
Yeah, money.
And
unity.
I'm doing it for the city. I ain't doing this for myself. So it was just knowing that this here is gonna work. It gotta work. Failure was
Matter
one
of fact, too, I don't even want to forget. I don't even cut you off. Tell them where to find you and find it at real quick.
Okay.
I forgot about that.
Oh, not a problem.
We just got, you know, we do this on the phone without.
Yeah, man. You can find me under Vegas Striving Artist _ Vegas _ Striving _ Artist LV. My personal page is Sir Charles Tatum on Instagram. You guys can actually join the group on Facebook. It's called Striving Artists. You can post your music there. You can share your music. I'm always sharing people's stuff inside of there, so that way people can come to a place and actually see Vegas talent. So, yeah, Twitter, Vegas Striving Artist. Snapchat, Vegas Striving Artist.
Yeah.
Everything's Vegas Striving Artist. That's my handle, man.
Okay, so yeah, like you was, to get back on it, you was saying like the money, the unity. So the unity part is probably the most difficult, isn't it?
It is.
Because everybody living their own.
It is, because we have a mentality that everybody want to do it first here in Las Vegas. You know, and with that being said, when God gave me Vegas Striving Artist, it wasn't that I was like, yeah, I got it. It wasn't that. It was the work still had to be put in. Every day I had to find the artist to put on the page. You know, an artist that's worthy enough to be on the page.
That's another
you know
thing
what I'm
too.
saying?
When I went to some of your events, all your artists are actually good. only 2 events I've been to so far where all the artists were actually good. Your event and E and the station through one, and that's
Right.
why I met IC. You don't remember, but that's why I seen them perform.
Okay.
So yeah. So yeah, worthy. You do got.
Yeah, man, because you gotta like, it's almost like putting a basketball team together. You gotta
Yeah.
know who's hot and who's not.
Especially when they don't know 'em. You ain't got room for no terrible.
Yeah, man. Having that eye for the artist.
Uh huh.
You know,
So you gotta basically play a little bit of A&R too, then. Huh?
yeah, all that, and it's like,
You got a lot of talents, man. I don't even know if you realize it, even outside of what you do.
yeah, man, it's crazy, man. God given, and I can't take credit for it.
Mhm.
I'm happy to be here. It was times that you go through life and you question why you're here on Earth,
Mhm.
and especially when you have a purpose and a plan. So many people walking around without a purpose. So those that are walking around lost, find your purpose. Find that it is. Sit down and get in a quiet place and hear that soft voice tell you what to do.
But before we end, I'm curious to know, like, just let the viewers know, like, what's the, you don't gotta tell them everything, stuff do switch, but what's like the plans for like the near future with
The
with
near
your events and stuff?
future, my end goal is to get the pull up to open up for big acts, taking the pull up out on the road. So that way, if I do it in the group, it's easier to win. It's hard for one artist to take on the lights of Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So if I do it in the group, if I take 6 or 7 people out on the road with me representing Las Vegas, it'll be easier for us. That's my end goal, is to get our names outside of Las Vegas.
Okay.
That
Might start a label one day.
Man, the whole world, so the whole world to know that Las Vegas is here.
Uh-huh.
And I want to get a TV channel. I want to get a channel so that it's nothing but Vegas.
Okay.
Nothing but Vegas being played 24/7. We got enough talent to where we can have our own Revolt. We can have our own channel. It's all about Vegas, man. Vegas has so much talent. I can't say it enough.
Yeah.
To where someone has to market it, and even without all the finances that I don't have, doors are being opened. It's all about resources too, man. So
Yeah. Resources and
bless
good
up, man.
brand building and
yeah, you're doing a good job too, Eric.
yeah, I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
Yeah, you
man.
are.
I'm glad you see it, man, because I like what you do, so I'm glad you see it on the other end too, man. I'm just trying to play my part, man.
No, you doing that, man. It's really about giving the right people the opportunity, and as long as the right people are in the place, then the culture can be pushed forward. Like, shouts out to E. Kari for just even allowing me to be at the station.
Yeah, likewise.
And bringing
likewise.
Vegas Driving Artist Radio to the station.
Also, too, yeah, I don't want to forget, let them know when the show come on. When I was across promote, let them know.
Oh, yeah. Every
Let 'em
Wednesday, Hot 702.5 at 12 o'clock, your lunch hour has changed. This Wednesday, we'll have Mr. Lil Banks on. He did the pull-up, and he just did the Route to Cloud show.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think he inboxed me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Mr. Lil Banks will be on, co-hosted by Icy Jones.
Okay.
Every Wednesday, 12 to 1 p.m.
This your second or third show, or?
This will be my second show Wednesday coming up.
Okay, I gotta watch. I didn't see the first one because I didn't know when it came on, but I'm gonna definitely watch this.
Yeah,
one.
we had Derek Montgomery and Mook and Creole on here.
Okay.
It's a great show.
Yeah, you gonna have to have me on that one day, man.
Yeah,
I got
for
a little
sure.
time,
You
bro.
already know what
Got
it
a
is.
kid on that, bro.
Yes, sir.
I want to be in my artist mode.
Yeah. That's what I know you. So it's like, even when you start doing this, I mean, you got it in you though, man.
Yeah, so yeah, man. But yeah, we're gonna wrap it up, man. I'm definitely gonna have you on here some more, man. You real insightful. You give a lot of information and stuff. So tell them where to find you again.
Vegas Driving Artist _ Vegas Striving _ Artist _ LV. My personal page is Sir Charles Tatum. Instagram, Facebook Charles Tatum. Snapchat Vegas Driving Artist, and Twitter Vegas Driving Artist.
All right, you already know where to find me. Instagram,
Yes, sir. We up now.
_STACKZ frequent. So what you just want to say though?
I said we up now, not next, not later. We up now.
Let's get it.